What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with the Muscle Mash Seasonal Championship. We have to use the retro muscle cars in the C class. For that I'm using the Ford SVT Cobra R. You can see the car in a bit. Here it is. Tune share code is in the description as always. And we are jumping right into it. A couple of retro muscle cars, but I've chosen this one just because the general handling and form of the car is better for racing, let's put it that way. Don't want to offend anyone that likes the big ass muscle cars, but sometimes a bit smaller is beneficial. Especially here, because you can get around corners and well, racing includes driving around corners, unfortunately. So there is that. Actually, it's pretty good sound though. Wanted to pull the switch there, but instead we just do the double overtake here. Which, you know, it works. Breaking down a little bit. Here we can probably do a switch. Double even. And now it should be a relatively easy overtake into that corner. No, that's not it. With traffic here, let's see if we can do the inside. We can. Now he's blocking us off because I had to wait for the traffic. That was a pretty easy overtake here for first now eventually. Adding some wreckage, that's 42% of a race done. I was rolling through there and then I realized we are way too fast. The lead isn't so big, so we still have to make sure we actually drive somewhat carefully. At the same time without taking away all the risk, because then we're just losing time. So just have to balance it a little bit. But we can't already relax it. Actually now we lead by quite a lot. So now it's more about don't crash, don't fall off a bridge, fly off the road or whatever. Look how foggy it is. Like, pretty cool. Whoa, what a drift. Don't fly off the road, he said, and then started a massive drift on the wet road. That is the end. Was that lightning? It's pretty cool. I wish we had another S1 class seasonal championship with muscle cars. But hey, I take C class, whatever, it's fine. As long as it's just one of the championships. With slow cars you can somewhat manage, but if it's all of them it's just no fun. Hey, there's someone else driving the championship apparently. This is actually a car I have, I think, never ever seen on the road. The SVT Cobra. And I mean never, I mean it's old, like really old, but still. We just get wrecked here at the start. And we overtake right back. That's when you can only start, but you can't even drive around a corner. It's a lot of overtakes in quick fashion, but we just need to make sure we can get through the city here, which is not easy. There's the left turn. We could have stayed ahead of him and been second, but I wanted to avoid getting pushed away from the checkpoint, because that would have ended our race. So I gave him the position. That's where you kind of need to read what the field is looking like, read your position, read the enemy's position, and also in relation to where are the checkpoints, where are the corners, where are you going, and how do you work with that? Where's the traffic, like in this case, where you just need to analyze the situation and then make a decision based on that. So it's not always just driving past someone. Sometimes it's better to yield the position or to push the overtake to the next corner, or just prepare it in one corner and then pull it off in the next one, or in the exit, depending on the situation. And I think that's where really experience comes in, because the more you already spend time in the game, the more natural it comes. The more time and capability and capacity you have to analyze your situation. Because if your brain is busy trying to correctly steer the car and drive, it becomes a lot more difficult to then have additional capabilities and capacity to really analyze the situation, look at the other cars, look what everyone else is doing, look at the track, look at traffic, all of that. And that just becomes easier through practice. It's 93% done on race number 2, and then we only have one race remaining, so that'll be it for this week, man. We're also at 40 points. I would assume the second place finisher is at 32. No, 30. So that's a 10-point lead already, which I am confident we will bring home, but of course I want to increase that to, well, however many, but I want to increase my own points to 60. And I'm somewhat confident we can do that. If at all I can find the race, where it is. There we go. Festival Gate Crash, which one is? I think I like that one. Not entirely sure, but I think I do. Let's just plonk our car down there. I think that was a triple overtake, right? Even if it doesn't count as one, it probably still was. Double tapping the brake there. Driving around the next guy. Now a threesome for the lead. Oh, getting pushed out. That's no fun. Here you need to be careful because here is a bridge. And if you fly down, well, that isn't particularly great. It'll most likely ruin your race. Let's put it like that. That's also what makes the race challenging. Staying on the road and not flying off. Because if you do, you should have a reasonable time in getting the lead and finishing in first. Or so I believe. 41% done already. Here is another one of those bridges, but at least on this one you don't have a tight corner beforehand. So that one is easier to manage. Hey, that car is also driving on the right side. Cut them off a little bit. I think that is actually worse for the guys following us. Can't go past this one without any issue, and then we have a tight left-hander. Now we're already on 60% and closing in on the festival. And then the so-called gate crash, as they call it here for the title, is just drive it into the festival. And we are really closing in here already. If you don't lead by now, you're doomed, because the AI drives this part pretty well, and there aren't many corners left. It's mainly just driving straight. Even the AI can do that. Now at 84%. There we go. Oh, that was interesting. Okay. .95, and now we're doing the gate crash. And we can finish in style once more. Like we already did the last championship. If you haven't seen it, you should. So, 60 points, there we go. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And until next time, farewell.